Good morning, dear students. In the last class, we knew about voice. So, and also the types of voice. The one is the active voice, another one is the passive voice. And also we knew about the rules of how to change active voice to passive voice. Okay, and also we got information about four types. It means the passive voice verb. So, and also we discussed about just only the first type. And then, so in this class, we are going to discuss about another three types. The one is, so that is the have form auxiliary verb. Okay, so it means the have form verb. And then the next one, modal auxiliary verb. And then another one, be form auxiliary verb. Okay, so in this class, we get some information about your examination. Okay, it means so they are going to give the exam questions in your examination. Okay, so now I will come to the second type. So if there is a verb with have form auxiliary verb, look at there. If there is a verb with have form auxiliary verb in bracket, okay, so while we have to give importance to the subject. Okay, so here subject means singular or plural. In the present tense only, look at that. In the present tense only, we are going to give the importance to the subject. It means that is the noun or pronoun. And then we want to observe that is the singular or plural. But in the past tense, we could not give any importance to the subject. Okay, so that is also here the subject means singular or plural, noun or pronoun. It means we are not going to give any importance to the subject, so that is in the past tense. Okay, so while we have to change has or have from auxiliary verb into had and add been after the have form and change the main verb into past participle verb. Look at there. So while we have to change has or have, look at there, both are in present tense form. It means have form auxiliary verbs. So and then, so when we are going to change into past tense, so that time we are going to use, so that is had. Okay, and after the add, okay, so we have to use been, and then so change the main verb. It means V1 into V3, so that is past participle verb. Okay, have understood this one? So now we have to move to the examples part. So that is so here we are going to discuss about past tense and then present tense. Okay, so in the last class I told you, so you are going to give the importance to the past tense. Okay, so here present tense also, sometimes they will give present tense also, but you have to give the importance, the too much of importance to past tense. Okay, so here the first one, a man dash in bracket has plus go. And then second one, parents dash in bracket have plus give. And then third one, they dash have plus call. And then fourth one, the boy dash has plus run. Okay, so that is in the bracket. Fifth one, she dash in bracket have plus write. So look at these 5 sentences. I am going to take the examples in past tense as well as in present tense. Okay, the same sentences, but here the answer is different. Okay, so I already told you in the rule, if there is present tense paragraph, so that time I have to give the importance to the subject, but in past tense need not to give any importance to the subject. Okay, so I will take the answers in the past tense first. Okay, a man dash. Look at there. So what are the words in the bracket? So the one is has, and then another one is go. So I already told you what is the rule. If there is a verb with have form auxiliary verb, while we have to give importance to the subject, so that is in the present tense, but in the past tense we could not give any importance to the subject. Okay, so here if there is singular or plural, while we have to change has or have, if there is has or have in the bracket, so that is into had. Okay, so here has is there, we are going to change into had, and then so after that had we are going to write, so that is been, and then go V1 change into V3. So if you follow these rules, definitely you will get good marks. Okay, so and then here the total answer is had been gone. Okay, so here a man is singular even though we want to use had in the past tense. Okay, and then in the present tense, okay, so I will come to the past tense. Parents dash, the second one, parents dash have plus give. Look at that, have plus give, have change into had. Look at that, the subject is plural even though we are going to use had. Okay, and then after that one, been, and then give change into given, v1 into v3. Okay, so and then the third one in the past tense, they dash have plus call. Look at that. So here also have change into had, and then we're going to add been, and then call change into called. Totally had been called. Look at there, after the had and then before the v3 verb we have to use been. Okay, so that is the passive form, it means the rule. Okay, so and then the fourth one, the boy dash has plus run. Look at that, the boy is there. If you are going to think in present tense, definitely we are going to write same has, but here we are going to think in past tense, so that's why we want to use had. Okay, and then after the had we are going to use been, had been, and then run change into run, run, ran, run, like that. Okay, v2 is the ran, but v3 is the run. And then the fifth one, she dash in bracket have plus right. Okay, so here had, it means have change into had, and then been, and then return. Totally had been returned. Okay, so like that we want to see more examples in past tense. Okay, so these are all the passive form verb. Okay, so how we are going to answer to these questions, these examples, so that is important in past tense. Okay, this is 90% important for your examination purpose. Okay, so now we will move to the present tense. It means I am going to take the same sentences. Okay, so just you want to observe what are the difference between these two. Okay, so here the past tense, and now we will move to present tense. Okay, the same question here, it means dashes. So a man dash in bracket has plus go. Look at there. So here in the present tense we want to give the importance to the subject. So that is here a man. So that is the singular. So that's where I'm going to write has, especially that is the third person singular. Just all of you keep in your mind. If there is third person singular in the subject place, okay, so that time we have to write has, not other one. Okay, so other one means in present tense we have to use have. Okay, so then I is also singular even though we are going to use have. Okay, not as, but here you are going to give the importance to the third person singulars. Okay, so that is he, she, it. Okay, so here a man, so answer is has been gone. And then parents, second one, parents dash, parents here plural, so that's where I want to use have. Okay, have been given. Okay, have been given. And then they dash have plus call. Okay, again here plural, that's why we're going to use have. And then been, and then called. Okay, so in the past tense we want to use had, but here in the present tense has and have. Okay, so have been called. And then the fourth one, the boy dash has plus run. Again run, ran, run. Okay, so like that, the boy is singular. Okay, so that's why that refers to e, so that is the third person singular, so that's why we're going to use has been run. And then she dash have plus right, so the here has been written. Okay, have plus right here, right is there, so that's why I want to use written. Okay, and then has been written. Okay, have understood this one? So now, so we'll move to the third type. Okay, so I understood this one. So this is have form auxiliary verb. Okay, so there we want to use like this. The one is have form with that one been, after that one v3. Okay, so this is the passive voice verb form in the have form. Okay, so and then the type third. Okay, so that is if there is a verb with a modal auxiliary verb, while we could give any importance, look at that, we couldn't give any importance to the subject. It means if there is a modal auxiliary verb with a main verb, so that time we are not going to give any importance to the subject. Okay, so that is a singular or plural, any one subject is there, any one noun or pronoun is there, we are not going to give any importance to the subject. Okay, have understood? And we have to use the same modal auxiliary verb. Look at there, we have to use the same modal auxiliary verb which is in the bracket. They are going to give two, it means the one is modal auxiliary verb, another one is the main verb. So at that time we have to use the same modal auxiliary verb which is in the bracket. Okay, so there is no change in the modal auxiliary verb, all of you keep in your mind. And we can add be after the, look at that, be after the modal auxiliary verb, then we can change the main verb into past participle verb form. Look at that. So here also we're going to observe the first one. If there is any modal auxiliary verb, okay, so at that time I want to use the same modal auxiliary verb. Then we are going to write be after that one. Okay, so we are going to add be, and then we are going to change the V1 into V3. Okay, so it means the main verb into past participle verb form. So this is the rule of third type. Okay, so if you know this one, definitely will write the correct answer. Okay, so here all of you think about this one. Okay, how we are going to change, how we are going to observe this is the modal auxiliary verb like that. Okay, so there are 13 modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, so that is will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, ought to, have to, dare to, need to, like this. Okay, so we're going to observe these 13 modal auxiliary verbs with that verb. So that time I'm going to write the same modal auxiliary verb. Okay, so now we will move to examples. So here, so this is the easiest one. Okay, so there is no need not to change the modal auxiliary verb, but we're going to add be, and then we're going to change V1 into V3. That's all. Okay, so we'll move to the examples. The first one, the judge dash should plus agree. So what is the answer? So just all of you remember that rule. Okay, if there is modal auxiliary verb, we want to use the same modal auxiliary verb. Should is there, we are going to use should. And then the second one, we are going to use be. And then agree change into agreed. The answer is should be agreed. Okay, so I'll move to the second one. It dash may plus come. Look at that, rain or it. May plus come. Okay, so here may and then be come. Okay, totally may become. So look at that, come, came, come. Definitely you are going to write the past participle verb form. That is the correct one. If you write came, that is wrong. Okay, as the third one, he dash can plus do. Look at that, do is there. If you write did, that is wrong. Do, did, done. Okay, this is also main verb and also auxiliary verb. Okay, yes. So that totally primary auxiliary verb. Okay, have also primary auxiliary verb. Be form also primary auxiliary verb. Okay, and other 13 modal auxiliary verbs. If there is modal auxiliary verb, we have to use the same modal auxiliary verb, and then we are going to add be, and then V3 form of the main verb, which is in the bracket. Okay, people dash, it means the fourth one. People dash in bracket will plus walk. Okay, people dash, it means will is there, we are going to write will, and then what is the second one? Be, and then walk change into walked, will be walked. Okay, so this is the answer for the third type. Okay, have understood all these examples? Okay, and then we will move to the fourth one. Okay, so at first I'm going to tell you, so this is not important for your examination purpose. Important means here this is not too important. Okay, ಇದೇನು ಅಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಸಹ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೀಚ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. Okay, so just all of you see this one. Okay, so the type fourth, if there is a verb with be form verb, look at there, be form verb, it means that there is just only be plus, not be form verbs, so that is a be. Okay, so there, while we have to give the importance to subject, what we want to do in the first type, so the same. Okay, so here also they want to give just only be, but there is no be form verb. Okay, so and then here we are going to, okay, and we have to use be form auxiliary verb depend upon the subject. Okay, so that subject is singular, so that time I want to use so that is a singular auxiliary verb, and then it means the be form auxiliary verb. The subject is plural, we want to use the be form plural auxiliary verb, and we can add being. Look at there. Okay, so in the have form we want to use been, in the modal auxiliary we want to use be, but here, so this is called the present continuous tense change into passive form, past continuous tense change into passive form. So at that time we want to observe this one. Okay, being after auxiliary verb and change the main verb into past participle verb form. Okay, so the same thing here also we want to do the main verb into V1 into V3. Okay, and then so here for example in the past tense, I dash be plus work. So here be change into depend upon the subject. so that is I is singular, so that's why we are going to use was. Okay, and then after that auxiliary verb we want to use being, and then work change into worked. Okay, so here worked. In the active voice we want to see was working, so that one we want to change in the passive form, so that time that is in the past tense, so that time was being worked. Have understood? And then the second one, the cat dash be plus catch. Look at there. So here also singular was, and then being, and then caught. Okay, was being caught. And then the third one, they dash be plus create. So this is the plural one, so that's why I want to use were being created. Okay, so in the present tense we are going to see the same sentences. I dash be plus work. So there I is there, so that's why I'm going to use am, and then being, and then worked. Am being worked. Okay, the second one, the cat dash be plus catch is being caught. Okay, and then they dash being created. So here they is plural, so that's why I want to use are. They are being created. Okay, so like that we want to change in the fourth type. Okay, have understood this one. And then so we'll do the examples which are in your textbooks. Okay, so in the examination, question number 26. Okay, so complete the following by filling the blank using the right form of the verb given in brackets. Okay, so here the first one, so this is from the 2D. Okay, so look at that one. In the toy kingdom, a council dash in bracket call to consider what dash in bracket could plus do, and it dash in bracket decide to send a letter to the king of Italy. Look at that. So this is one paragraph. I think this is in the past tense. Okay, so that's why we are going to see this one. And then call change into, it means we want to give the importance of the subject. Okay, so here was, because of a council was, and then call change into called. So this is the type first. And then to consider what, so this is could plus do, so this is modal auxiliary verb. We need not to give any importance to the subject, so that's why. And then we want to use the same modal auxiliary verb, so that is could, and then we want to add be. Okay, could be, and then V1 into V3 done. So answer is could be done. And it dash, so here it is singular, so that's why I want to use was. Why we want to use was here? So here the only one verb in the bracket, just all of remember the first rule. Okay, it means the first one, first type was decided. Okay, yes, I understood this one. Yes, and then I'll move to the next one. Okay, so a person exactly like him. Okay, so the second one, a person exactly like him was needed, in bracket need, by the owner of the plantation. A few words dash in bracket exchange. The old man dash in bracket appoint by the owner. Okay, so here also we want to observe only one verb in the bracket, all these three. Okay, so here need is there, so that's why I want to use a person is there, was, need change into needed. Okay, and then a few words, so this is the plural one. Okay, so that's why were exchanged V3. Okay, so here were exchanged past participle verb form. And then here the old man is singular, so that's why I want to use was. Okay, appointed was appointed. Okay, so you'll see the next one. Okay, so that is the last one. Okay, so that is from the 2D. A letter dash in bracket send to the French government. A prompt reply dash in bracket receive. It said that a machine and an expert dash, okay, could plus supply, but the cost would be 16,000 francs. So here also only one verb in the bracket, so that's why I want to use was. It means there is a subject is singular, was, and then sent was sent, and then the second dash, a prompt reply dash was, and then received was received. It said that a machine and an expert dash, here modal auxiliary verb, we need not to give any importance to the subject, so that's why I want to use the Modal auxiliary verb, the same modal auxiliary verb could, and then be, and then supplied, could be supplied. Have understood this one? Yes. Okay, so we'll come to the next one, the fourth one. Okay, all the benches dash in bracket occupied by others before Gonzalo came to the park. Full stop. No bench dash in bracket leave unoccupied. Full stop. And then E dash suggest in bracket by his servant to share Laura's bench. Okay, so here the first example is over, second one, third one is over, this is the fourth one. So here all the benches, so this is the plural one, so that's why I'm going to use were, and then occupied change into occupied, were occupied. Okay, and then no bench means there is no bench, is, so that is a singular, so that's why I'm going to use in the past tense was. Okay, and then leave change into left, was left. Okay, and then E dash in bracket suggest here. Okay, so here E was suggested by his servant to share Laura's bench. Have understood this one? Okay, so I think all of you understood this class, and then don't